Hello everyone, welcome to Laser Parent Games. Today I'm going to be covering basically gear score for hard mode dungeons, what you need to get there, as well as a bit of enchanting in Maplestory 2. Alright, so hopefully this will be a pretty quick video. So the basics you're going to be looking at is you can hover over your gear in your inventory, and it's going to show you a gear score just right under it. And then you'll notice that if you enchant your items, they will gain gear score, and if it's armor it'll gain defense, and if it's a weapon it'll gain attack power. Accessories cannot be enchanted, so they are basically they still help you get gear score if you can upgrade them to epic, but it's not going to help you as much as getting an actual piece of armor or weapon. The easiest way to actually get into a hard mode dungeon is to acquire your weapon or two other pieces or a suit, which is usually cheaper. Depending on your class, the weapon might be too expensive. So if you're looking at like wizard, I think berserker and priest are some of the most expensive ones. Those are over 10 million plus right now. I mean, prices are going to go down over time, but this is still, the game is pretty new. So if you're going to take a look, so if you're going to get your weapon, so I'm going to take a look for berserker, you're just going to go to black market there like I did and put in at least epic, and you got to put in the one you're looking for. So for me, I was not able to afford it because it was like, at the time it was like, when I started doing my hard mode dungeons, it was like 17 million for the sword, and it's down to 11, which is a lot better, but still a lot more money than most people have when they're trying to get to hard mode, and you have all blues, and you can clear 30 dungeons a week easily like I did and not get one of the buying on equip or BOE epics to drop. So you're gonna have to get money basically other ways, by doing your dailies, just farming items and selling them, get enough money to get your gear score up, unless you get super lucky in the dungeons and get drops, because there's a chance, a small, it's really small, also because I haven't seen a single one in hard mode dungeons. I have not got one, and even before that, when I was running a ton of regular dungeons, I didn't see any. So you can see here, I'm going to go with the armor and show you the suits. So the suit is good because it covers 2 slots of armor. So it's going to give you a lot more gear score, and when you upgrade it, it's going to give you double the gear score as well for upgrading it, and get you that 2100 gear score you're looking for a lot quicker to get into the hard dungeons. So you can go all jobs. So as you can see, like this is 4.3 million. And having this just alone, even if you the stats aren't going to matter. You'll be able to replace this with 2 pieces of gear after you start running the hard mode dungeons. So you can see here it's about 712, which is a lot for 2 pieces basically. From blue, I think you're looking at here. So if we look at the exceptional, the blue ones, and I'm gonna go level 50. Okay, so you're looking at this here, and you're looking at the gear score of 316. So you're gaining about from 712, so close to 400 gear score, just under that. And then you'll be able to bring it up easily when you upgrade it. So a lot of people are going to get stuck around 16 to 1700 having all blues, and it's basically the perfect amount you're gonna need to get to that 2100 and start getting in those dungeons. Same thing for weapons. If you look at, I should have just gone through the weapons first, but weapons, great swords. So if you look at this, you're going to see that it's gear score 570. And if we look at the epic one, it's 1149. So just basically that's the easiest way to go, is get the suit or get the weapon. I wasn't like suits were not really available for me, so I ended up going with the helmet, which I plussed a lot, and then I ended up getting earrings, which I've already replaced. So those are the two pieces I went, and then I had basically gotten the rest of my blues, all the +5 and +6. So I went the hard way. I probably should have been looking for a suit as well, but mistakes were made. It's all right now. So I know for moving on to from there. So that's you know about buying the weapon suit. They're the best way to go. And we're gonna take a look at enchanting now, just so you know what to do. Okay, so when you open the enchanting, you're gonna get two different options: the feeling lucky with a chance for success, and the slow and steady. So this one's more costly, but it's got a guarantee. So when you're leveling up, basically everything underneath level 7, easily you're gonna want to go with the one on the left side, the lucky one, because so you can see my weapons here. So my weapons, my armor. So at +9, you can see when I put it in, it's gonna show a 40% success rate, and it's gonna show you the materials you need to upgrade it. These crystals are just bought at a supply shop anywhere. And these are from either doing your mission dailies, your dungeon loot, or just dismantling extra epics you get. So that one I'm like, so as you can see at 40%, it's not good. Like, so you're gonna fail a lot and lose a lot of materials. So after you can make a +8, you're definitely gonna want to start going the sure route, because in the end it'll actually be cheaper, unless you want to just gamble and try to get really lucky. But for me, even at 50%, when at level 8 to 9, I failed 3 times, and it was more costly anyway. I should have just went for the long way. Let's see, at a +2 it'll show, so it's 100% success at +2. And then it'll show you every time you go in, but I believe it starts to go down by 10%. Is it after maybe a +5 or something like that? +5 or +6. It'll start going down 10%, 10%, and 10%. Until it goes below 50, and then you do not want to do any more, because it's actually going to cost you more. I'm going to show you what happens when you click the other side. And what I also did so basically on the other side, you're gonna see I've done it once already. So depending when you do it, so at a level 8, I checked it out, and it was only 4 times I had to upgrade it. Like it was 1 in 4. Now it's up to 5 at +9. So you have to put in this many materials 5 times, and then it'll guarantee the upgrade, and you won't lose materials. But what I had done at +8 is I put 1 in, right? So you can see right here is 1 out of 5. So if you go back to the other side and do the lucky, and you actually succeed, it's going to eat the material. These are not going to stay. This 1 out of 5 will not stay, and you'll waste those materials as well. So choose one side or the other. But like I said, after +8, you're probably going to want to go with the sure thing, or it's going to get, like I did, it's going to get pretty frustrating. Other than that, I mean, I can take a look at the changing attributes, which cost a lot of materials as well. This is a little interesting because it's not going to let you change the attributes on every item, and I'm not sure why that is. But some of them it's going to let you, and others it's not. Basically, all you're going to do is put the item in. It's going to show you the materials.
This darkness stuff is a lot of fun.
So these boots are not that good. I'm there's okay. How about this? I'm gonna put my chest armor in because as a berserker, dexterity is not very good, and the fire damage is good for fire dragon, fire reduction, but it's on the inner dungeons. It's not gonna be so great. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the stats, and then when it comes up, it's gonna show you basically the old stats and the new stats, and you can choose. So this is magical resistance and dark damage reduction. Both I don't really care for either of these, but the magic resistance is probably more useful than 4 dexterity. So I'll change that, but I'm gonna have to re-roll this until actually. I mean, as you can see too, the attributes can go from blue or purple. Obviously, they're better when they're purple. They're a higher stat, and then some of them you'll see like a max. I'm not sure if I have it on any of my armor. No, but if you get a max stat, it'll be purple. It'll say max beside it, which means like the stat's perfect basically. These are the only 2 that have purple right now, so I'm gonna need to be re-rolling most of this gear, and it's gonna be expensive. Just like those crystals alone, which are 1,000 each, and I spent 200 there for that one, so that was 200,000 per re-roll plus the other mats. It gets expensive real quick, but we're gonna look at something else that's probably even more expensive here, which is getting the sockets. So we're gonna go look at sockets. So the way this is gonna work is you're gonna have an accessory. You can see in the bottom that there's sockets. And the way it works is it wants you to basically have the same item with the same amount of sockets and use that as the catalyst to unlock a socket. And the first time I did it, it was a 50% chance. So it's not a guaranteed on the sockets either. Right now, I had to use 2 unsocketed ones to make one with a socket. So the next time I want to get the second socket, I'm going to need to basically get 2 more pairs of unsocketed earrings, make a socket in one of those, and then use that 1 socket earring as a catalyst next time for these ones I'm actually using to unlock the second socket. And then for the third socket, it's going to be, you're going to need another 2 socket set of earrings of the same. So this gets very costly as well, because these earrings in particular are you need to collect 4 pieces in a hard mode dungeon and spend 500,000 to fuse them into the item, and then after that you're gonna cost, see again, it's gonna be 200,000 just in crystals, plus the actual item you spent 500,000 on. And you're not, like, it's not guaranteed. You're gonna see 50% probably. It might be even less after, because I haven't tried the second socket yet, so it might actually go down, but I'm guessing it's gonna sit at 50%, and it's gonna eat tons of money and materials to do this. And unless you have, like, I only have this 1 gem so far. I'm not sure. I think I'm just unlucky. So I got this health gem, and I could probably upgrade it. No, I don't have enough dust. So I'm missing a certain color of dust, which is the white gem dust. And I mean, it's pretty much, for those, I've seen it as just the luck of the draw in the gem boxes. Whatever you get is what you get. but there's also like a guild. There's a guild vendor that sells more gem boxes, but we just don't have her unlocked yet. But I'm sure that's going to help when we do. So I think that's pretty much it for getting your gear up to start hard mode dungeons, and I covered a few extra things there, just in case you wanted to know. Maybe you didn't, but thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will hopefully be able to answer them. And I'll see you in the next video.